I guess the better thing to do would be just to go ahead and do this while I can, because I guess it would be better to at least have the audio and some of the video, or have a bad angle, than to not do it at all. Because obviously that's the thing that I'm always struggling with, is just doing something. Oh, look at that. Okay, am I recording? Yep. Okay, so I guess, so I'm headed there. I'm running late. The gas light's on. All those things, normal people stuff that I don't normally have to do. But I'm gonna stop at this red light. So I guess the main thing that I've been trying to, and I said the other day, like last time I tried to record, I was just so kind of lost because I didn't have really a plan. But then remember that the plan was initially to start off with reading the text messages, just to kind of show that timeline, that the things that I normally don't feel like are necessary to explain myself, but I see now that given the fact that I'm looking at all the people that I know or even know of that die, I don't know that any of them have any legitimacy behind their death, or the events that took leading up to that time. And I'm not really sure what that's about, and that's not something that I want to get into right now. I'm not saying it's unimportant, but it's just, there's so many things. But so the main thing that I was, thinking was that it is important to me that, someday, if I'm not here to speak for myself, that my children know why I wasn't there, and that my children are reminded of what is this? I don't think you have the green light. As a matter of fact, I know you don't. I think you wanted to race, but I know you didn't. But it's important for me to be able to, just show them, they're so confused about, God, I can only imagine, I know how confused they are. I know how easy it was for me to forget the person that I was, the mother that I was, and have this own impression in my mind of who I am, based on all the things that have been said about me and all the events that have transpired and everything. And if it's easy for me to forget the mother that I was, then I can only imagine how easy it's been for their little minds to be persuaded to see me as something different. And then, the confusion that it creates when they have to go back and forth. It's the cognitive dissonance that's a result of this back and forth, this who they remember, the actual memories that they have, versus the way that they were, all those things. And it just, I don't even, anyway, the point that I'm making though is that if something were to happen and I'm not around, when they get to an age where they're able to actually think for themselves and kind of see things from a different point of view, it's not important for me that my legacy be left behind in any way, any factual way. But for them, I don't want them to have this lasting memory of me that is just so far from the truth. Especially if it's, it's just, that's what it is, and it's me, and it's me knowing that in order to preserve in order for me to preserve like if I go around them anymore, it's gonna be, Alan's writing, I do need to read the messages first to put that into context, but basically him saying that this is my last chance, that I'm about to lose them forever, that, I know that's not how he meant it, I know how he meant it, but I think that, it's very important that I listen to it regardless, because even though it's so ridiculous, it's not, because every time I go around them, it's giving them more ammo to use against me. It's giving them more, he can't take them away from me anymore, because I don't have them, so to speak. They're not my possession by any means, but the fact is, I can't what am I trying to say? So the only material that he has to go off of is what I give him. So if I don't talk to him, and that's, and that's only, there's only so much he can do with the material that he has if he doesn't have any. So yeah, every time I talk to him, he knows, he can tell that I'm obviously it's, even clear to me now that I've always been more okay than him to begin with. Even when I didn't know that, he's a mess. He's a fucking mess. And I'm not a mess by any means, but before I even had a chance to figure shit out, he came in and just made sure that not only did I not have the chance to figure it out, but he also just made a mess of everything. And it was just it's so disturbing to me, like me being so skinny, me being, oh my god, you're just so, how much do you weigh? You must be 75 pounds. It's like, no, this is the size that I always am. This is just not this. It's not about my size. It's not about how much I weigh or anything like that. It's about the way you look at me. It's about the fact that you're able to see me in these totally different lights. These different people. Whereas one moment I'm just this bad guy that's, like towering over you, just, that has the ability to just wreck your whole life, just, Godzilla, like, and then the next, and then the next I'm like, I'm so frail and I'm just this damsel in distress when you need one that just needs so badly to be saved. And I guess before when I said, oh, I bet your dad would, I bet if I called your dad right now and acted like I was in trouble, he would drop everything. Well, that's not necessarily not true, but it is so, it's so relative to where he is in his life, and it just, and then Riley looks at me, he's like, Riley, does your mom look, doesn't she look skinny, or doesn't she look small, or something like that? And she looks at me and says, she looks poor skinny. And I wish I did not know how to enjoy. I wish that it's sad that I actually know exactly what she meant by that, and it's not because that's a real thing. It's because I know that she just had to find a way. She had to find a she don't want to agree with. She doesn't want to agree with her dad. She doesn't want to look at me. It's so concerning how their perspective on things really just is, how their emotional instability and their fears and their insecurities and their irrational thoughts and their coping mechanisms and all these things, how much they mold and shape and just morph the world, the outside world around them, you know what I mean? And it's so much of what I've done, I guess my entire life, has been, probably futile based on the fact that you're dealing with your. The point that I'm making is that me going there, me literally just taking a trip to the next town over, to the next interstate, to the next exit, just Springville, to see my kids, being okay with my daughter not wanting to see me. I'm not okay with it, but I understand. It's a shame that the situation is what it is, but there's not much I can do about it, and all I can do is let her know that, I understand based on the situation, as unfortunate as it is, that she's protecting her little heart, and I understand that, and I guess, Alan does it more than I realize, but he also steals my words. He steals the things that I tell him and then uses them against me, and it's sad, because like I told him the other day, he was telling me about this deer, showing me these deer and these things, and I was like, Alan, I don't even know what to think right now, because you are probably the person that originally taught you showed me how to think for myself. Well, hold on, in a way he did, in a way it was his, looking, course, he did it to the extreme. Like, he does everything to where it became a, like a hindrance. But with the survival gear and the doomsday prepper, the food, all those things. I mean, I think that was more just a way to blow our money, but whatever. But the fact is that he started looking into these things and questioning our reality as we perceive it, and thinking, like kind of just calling bullshit on things. And that was probably a result, or a part of the subsequent realization of oh wait, so my dad, the one that's supposed to be this amazing guy, this amazing father, this amazing husband, this pillar in the the community, he's a cop, he's a good guy, and all those things. Oh, so he actually abused me my whole life. So he beat the shit out of me and made me this fucked up person that I am, and I so it's like there's all that. But so I guess a part of that was him looking around and going, well, I wonder what else is bullshit. I wonder what else I've known since I was a child that's been spoon fed to me, that I've just ate it all up. And now I'm like, well, hold on a second. So for him to be the one that kind of like sparks that, like kind of planted that seed in me, and then maybe look at him now and him just realizing like he's so oblivious to everything. For him to be like, oh no, like all the water from Lake Maripol, like it's the wind blows it in, and that's why all this water, all this black stuff, this water. And I'm like, is it though? Like that the water is blown in from Lake Maripol, like by the wind? Is that? But you've never actually seen it in person, right? Just like these deer, it's just, it's. I guess it's discouraging. Maybe it should encourage me. Maybe it should let me know that all these things that I'm seeing now that I don't want to see, this reality that I've, been so able to, see through. Maybe that's encouragement to me that I can go back to sleep. Maybe I don't have to. I don't know if I want to. I know I don't want to. I just don't see how he can. I guess maybe people can be on the fence for longer. I don't know how that works. But I know that, I'm about to pull up at Lauren's here in just a minute. I know that the thought of me dying in a way that is, the thought of them, the thought of me being found dead in a ditch somewhere, with, a laptop with child pornography in one hand and a crack pipe in the other, and, just all these degrading things. I mean, that is something that I've I don't want to say I've accepted. I hope that it doesn't happen. I hope that that's not my, my fate, but I know that if it is, that's okay, that maybe just like what Jesus in the Bible has long been has warned us, or that's the way things have been supposed to play out and all that. But I do worry that it will rob my children of the opportunity to see, to know the truth, and I think that that's important. I think it's important that my kids understand one day what really was, what it was everything really for. And with that being said, like maybe I haven't done anything about it yet because I'm not really sure yet what the right way to go about it. And maybe that's something that God's going to work out on his own, because, for my dad, for me to see the truth about my dad, which it's been an ongoing thing, but it was, him having a shoebox full of like movie ticket stubs from throughout my life, and honor roll ribbons and ballet recital trophies and things, that he kept all that, and then that was me. God, like it was all those years of me not knowing why he didn't love me. You know, it was like this flood of just like realization and emotion of like, oh, he did. You know, he just didn't know how to show that. And then that's a shame. And I think about all the damage that I did to myself and damage that was done as a result of something that wasn't even real. You know, all the harm that was, you know, all the self-hatred and, you know, and all the things that came from this false belief that my father didn't love me. You know, the relationships that were just a disaster, you know, that were, you know, a result of me not understanding love, or not, you know, any of those things, or just desperately craving this male attention that I thought or maybe I wasn't getting, but I didn't even know, you know. And I mean, a lot of that is just, you know, par for the course. I mean, all of it is, I guess, but I don't know why this person in front of me is going so slow, but it's 3:05. I mean, I don't know if I set this clock a little bit fast, but I don't think I did. But I think that she knows that I'm going to be a few minutes late because I've already texted to reschedule. And really what I want to talk to her about is, you know, basically just that, what I'm telling you, you know, what does it mean? Like, how do I, you know, I want to do the things that I need to do in lieu of me not having a relationship with my kids. So if I know that what's best, if I truly believe that what's best for my kids and me is for me to keep my distance from them completely, not to give Alan any opportunity to you know, villainize me any more than he already has, or you know, to give him any material to use as, you know, evidence of that. You know, I mean, if I'm going to do that, what am I going to do if I'm not going to do that, what am I going to do instead? And one of the things would be, you know, like, even though it's not just material things, it's what it's symbolic of. And, you know, this PC, this computer thing that Jackson wants for Christmas, you know, that represents so much, because that's, you know, me following through with something. Anyway, I'm getting into traffic and I'm about to be there, and I'm blocking this intersection, and I don't really feel bad about it, actually. I didn't know where I was gonna. Anyway, my hair's a little bit staticky, just a little bit. Okay, well, we'll talk soon. Bye.